Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's Diaz and Toby and Tato. And the last you heard from us, I was having a nervous breakdown about the thought of crossing over into Argentina and Chile from the Los Libertadores Pass. I was told I had the wrong paperwork at the border to be able to freely move into Argentina, so we had to move back down to the pass the same night back into Chile. Well, we made it back to the same exact town that we left at after realizing that we wouldn't be able to actually get into Argentina with the van. The next day, Los Andes was way too hot to be comfortable to stay with the dogs, so we decided, well, we at least need to get out of here. So let's start driving to the coast, to a town we'd been before that seemed pretty friendly while we try to figure out what our next move is. Now, I didn't know how long the title was going to take. Could it take a number of days to be corrected? More likely, is it going to be a matter of months? So the idea of getting back over to Argentina it kind of ended there. Maybe something to be revisited in the future, but for now, not anything that we could feasibly be trying to do in the next foreseeable future. While driving, it was pretty quickly decided that our next major mission was to get the dogs to the vet. In this last December, we had spent a lot of time in Oaxaca, Mexico. And there, I took the dogs to the vet when they had some big lumps on their bodies. We went and got them checked out. They both had tumors removed. Tato, I think 3 she had removed. She had a biopsy done on hers, and they were found to be not cancerous. Thank everything. Now, Toby, I think he had 4 tumors removed. He had some pretty precarious ones, some big ones on the back of his spine, and both me and the vet agreed that even if those were cancerous, it wouldn't do me any good to know, because there's no way we could perform any surgery on them being so close to the spine. The risk of him being disabled or paralyzed was too high. So it wouldn't do me any good to know if it was cancerous or not. So I didn't want to do the test to find out if it was cancerous or not. I'd rather us just believe that everyone's healthy and happy and fine and continue on with our van journey and our plan to live as beautiful a life as we possibly can while we're here. So I didn't get him tested to see if his were cancerous, but we did get these tumors and these lumps removed then.
He's a good boy, Toby.
We're back at the vet in Santo Domingo. It's been about 10 months since tumors were removed from the dogs, and they have tumors again. So I'm going back into the vet to check and see if they're a good candidate for anesthesia, check on these tumors, and see about the process of getting them removed. Just got back from the vet, and Tato is good. Girl's just got some big old chi-chis, but they're not cancerous. There's nothing wrong, so she is good. And Toby, he's gonna come back in a week, and he's gonna get the mass under his armpit removed, and he's also gonna get a biopsy of what's going on with his nose. So that'll be good. So hopefully the nose is no big deal. Oh, and he also got his blood test done, because we're gonna check his thyroid. Because maybe that's why his tumors are growing so quickly, is maybe he's got a thyroid issue. But it was good. And so now they're just eating cookies. And we're about to go find somewhere cool to go on the beach to spend the week. Woke up. These guys are very, very, very ready to get out there and go play today. And we're here all alone, so hopefully it'll stay that way. We'll just have this be our own front yard. Let's go play.
my tarot pull today asked me what my like life motto was, and it got me thinking. I think what I want to stand for and like my thesis statement of my life or whatever, I think is radical self-acceptance and radical self-love. I hope that that's something that I can inspire other people to have more love for themselves and more acceptance that like it's okay to be human, it's okay to be different and messy and not always together. And if that's my like mantra or whatever, then I need to do this YouTube channel. And it's okay for me to be vulnerable, and it's okay for me to not be perfect, and it's okay for me to be not great at things, because I radically love myself and I radically self-accept that like I don't have to be perfect to be valuable. I don't have to be perfect to be lovable. I don't have to be perfect to be good, you know? So I'm going to start. I'm going to start this little editing thing of this video of the Andes and what all happened with the border control and all of that. And I'm going to work really hard to come back to like that mantra that I don't have to be perfect. This doesn't have to be perfect. It gets to be my first time I've ever edited. It gets to be messy and unpolished, and I still get to be good enough. I still get to have value. I still get to be smart. I still get to be creative, and I still get to do it. So I'm going to keep repeating this as I'm editing this. I'm going to be like YouTubing. How do you edit? How do you do this? How do you put music into things? Because I don't know. But I'm going to radically love myself and accept that I'm brand new at this. And it's something that I want to do. I live a beautiful life for the intention to honor summer and to give summer a good movie of my life to watch. And with my memory issues, is that a car? With my memory issues, I forget the beautiful things in my life. And I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to document it. And so this YouTube channel is going to be for me to have like a self-diary of this beautiful life I've created, and hopefully to show other people and to inspire other people that, you know, we get to make our lives whatever they are, and they get to be ours. And whatever that looks like to you, and however that's true for you, you get to do it. Nobody's life has to look like anyone else's to be valuable and important and inspiring. So here we go. Well, just heard back from Toby's doctor. He's supposed to go in a few days and get surgery for his tumor in his armpit, and get a biopsy of what's going on with his nose to see if it's cancer. But the test results from his blood test just came back in, and he's got a thyroid issue, which we thought he might. And so now, instead of his surgery, we need to start giving him medication twice a day for a month and see if his levels balance out to make it safe for him to go under anesthesia. So I guess he won't be having surgery in a few days, but instead I'm going to do some meds for a month and see if my boy can get a little bit healthier before we remove this big thing. And check out what's going on with his little nosy. I just saw, watching back that video, how insane my hair is in the back. But you know what? Like, what my hair is doing in the back of my head is strictly none of my business. That's y'all. Y'all got to deal with that. It's none of my business. And growing out this cowlick and living in a van without access to a shower every day is, so, ain't my business. Not my business. Don't talk to me about it.
I went on a walk and a beach hang with the dogs to digest the news about Toby not needing surgery in a few days, but instead needing some medication. With that, we didn't need to be waiting around Santo Domingo while waiting for a month for Toby to take medication. Something I did need, though, I needed to find another person to help me finish the last bits and bobs of the van, the sink, the lights, different things in the van that aren't working, and someone to install a fan. I needed to get an industrial fan installed on the roof to keep the dogs and myself safe when it gets to be warmer temperatures outside. We watched yet another gorgeous sunset as I was pondering what our next move should be. I had reached out to different van builders I had been recommended to and was still waiting to hear back from them. It was taking a little bit of time to transition. I wasn't sure if we should still be sticking around in the area to wait to hear back from these van people who were mostly based around Santiago area, or if we didn't need to be waiting around anymore and could start actually traveling around. So I took a walk, I took a hangout with the dogs, and was trying to digest what our next plan was, where we were going to head next.
Well, today is day 2 of trying to start this YouTube channel. Yesterday I worked on it, but happened to find the wrong information of what it was that I needed to do and got really overwhelmed and got a little triggered as my little kid self and needed to stop. So today I'm gonna get into it again. And I gotta get this done. Got to get this done. We've been at this spot on the beach in Chile for a week now, and I've told myself I'm not allowed to leave from here. We're not allowed to go to another spot until I put my first YouTube video out. And it's got to get done because now I'm all out of water. The dogs are almost out of water. So now I've got to get in the back and dig out my emergency 10 liters of water. The bathroom is getting full. I need to find a garbage very soon. So I've really got to lock in and get this going today because we got to get out of here. So there's just a random guy. Nobody else is here. He just walked up on us. He's not a cop. He's not any sort of authority. This is the kind of stuff in the van that I hate. Men doing stuff. He just stood around the van for 10 more minutes. And now he's walking away. So I don't know what it is that he thinks he needed to talk to me about. There's no parking signs here. There's no how long you could stay here signs. There's no nothing. People are here every day to come fishing and enjoy the beach. I've been here for a week. I've had no issues. There's no garbage around my area. I don't litter. There's nothing. There's nothing. So I don't know what it is that he think he needed to talk to me about or what he wants. My Spanish isn't very good, so it's not like I'd be able to communicate with him without using my phone for Google Translate, which I'm not going to use my phone and pass it back and forth with someone for Google Translate when I don't know who you are and I don't know what your intention is. I'm not trying to get my phone stolen. So I don't know what's going on. My heart is beating. I feel really anxious and very, very scared. The road coming into here is a 1-lane road. It's a very small, tiny, strange road. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's just some random guy who's being a creep and feeling entitled to me. I don't know. The reserve that I'm in has been closed for the last few years. So it's not, I don't think he's a worker person. He's definitely not a police officer. So I don't know. I certainly don't feel very safe. But I've told myself that I'm not allowed to leave this spot until I have a YouTube video posted. So I'm not planning on leaving this spot. I'm planning on doing that, working on that today. But now this random man who just walked in is making me feel very, very, very anxious. I can't believe I'm going to say this wearing this necklace, but I hope if he needed something from me, if he's some sort of, I don't know how he could be official. He was wearing camo pants. I hope, if anything, there's a police that comes over to talk to me, because the police have come by, not here, but I've come by other spots and checked my license plate or said hello to me and asked if I'm all right, and it's been fine. So I don't know. I don't know if he's just a random guy, if he has any sort of authority, anything, I don't know. But I'm certainly not going to open my window and expose myself to some random man standing outside of my door for 10 minutes when I can't speak the language well enough to understand what's being said without a Google Translate. And I'm certainly not handing my phone over to Google Translate to a random man that wants to stand outside my van for 10 minutes. So I guess we will see what happens.
Well, what happened was we took off. I'm not trying to play around with my safety, and if I get a weird vibe and there's some weird guy there doing weird stuff, I'm going to take off. So we took off down the road. If you like this video, thanks for sticking around and watching to the end. If you like this video, please subscribe, please like, leave a comment, share with your friends, all of those things. Thanks so much for checking out my second video.